Well, this week's video is about how I tie my kayaks to the roof of my car. Special request from one of my supporters out there. It's about not leaving your kayak in the road. Welcome to another Fast Breads videos. This one's going to be about a pro tip rather than freestyle rafting or carnage and such and kayak beatdown. So if you're new to this channel, subscribe, and by all means, like this video. I have a rack system, of course, attached to the car with stacker, and I'll show more of that in a bit, but I start off with a piece of rope or cord, accessory cord. I like one that's about 30 feet long. They're really easy to get at REI and lots of other places, or buy it in bulk. So you grab it by the two ends and find the center point of the rope in the middle. So this center, you can tell this rope's been used a few times already, or cord. And you take and twist one leg of that loop around like so. Get you about 3 or 4 coils. It's like the beginning of a trucker's hitch. And then you pass the end that's wrapped around the other rope. You pass it through the loop that's been created. And then you pull the rope that's inside the coil. So then you have this loop here that can be adjusted by pulling it right through here. And by pulling this in, it cinches tight. So it's going to be real important in the next part after it's attached to the car that you tie the first side of kayaks with this side so that it tightens its grip onto the stacker bar and keeps it secure. I've been using this system for over a decade. It's never failed me. All right, so this is the knot. You see it has several loops. Makes it very easy to untie. So we know the center was right here, it's still bent. Take and wrap one leg around the outside of the other straight one so that it appears to have a few coils wrapped around it, just like this. Then you take the end hanging from your coils, you press it up through the loop, and then pull the leg that's been wrapped around by the coil to tighten down a little cinch on the loop. This loop is adjustable. You'll be putting this one around the stacker, and this end that tightens it will be tied to the first side of the kayaks you load first. Or if you only load one side, this side you would use. And then this one over here, you can adjust the size of your loop back and forth. It's imperative that you tie the kayaks on the first side using this side of it so it'll cinch down tight on the stacker and not come loose. So adjust the loop, get it pretty big, and now we're going to attach this to the front stacker. Bend downwards a little closer so I can reach it. Slide up on top. Pull this piece through to get it nice and snug. Tighten that up so it doesn't loosen up as easy. Once you've done that, you can toss both lines across the car out of the way so you load your kayaks once you get the other rope installed. Whoops, that's a little loose. We'll fix it. You take the other one. This one's probably tied a little bit better, maybe. You loop it on. You snug it up nice and tight. It's supposed to work like that. Dress this knot off, dress it up nice so it'll perform a little more predictable. I'll point the coil up so it'll extend toward the other side where it would be tied on, make it a little more ergonomic and work more smoothly. And toss it out of the way. I'll point the coil up so it'll extend toward the other side where it would be tied on, make it a little more ergonomic and work more smoothly. Next step is to load a couple of kayaks up to demonstrate. I generally travel with two. Aerodynamic, and also you don't have to choose which toy you're bringing. So I like to clamshell them together to cover up the cockpits and reduce some of the drag. I actually get a little over 50 miles to the gallon with these two kayaks on the roof on long trips. Now we look at these lines. This one in my right hand's obviously coming out of the coils, so that's a no-go for the first set of kayaks. We'll throw the line that cinches the loop tighter across. At this stage, we want to be careful that we cross the rope under the crossbar. So it goes one side, it goes around the stacker, and it comes back. This is really important in case your stacker fails. We cross the rope under the crossbar. So it goes one side, and it goes around the stacker, and it comes back. This is really important in case your stacker fails. I've had one fail already. There goes the mail. Anyway, so you take it, take rope in front of the bar, come out behind the bar, then pass it around the other side of the stacker and back. And this way, even if the clamps at the bottom of the stacker fail, the kayaks will not come off the roof of the car. You can see on this side exactly how it's done, how the ropes cross underneath. It's important to keep the load more stable. Next, you just tie a trucker's hitch. You bring this end up here, snug it down, and you need a half hitch. It's best to back it up with an additional half hitch to make sure that it doesn't come apart or loosen nor tighten. You don't want to bend your plastic either. Whoops, I'm gonna have to retie that one. Cut, I didn't have enough slack. So I got two kayaks on here, and I'm tying a trucker's hitch to secure them to themselves, the crossbar, and the stacker. So I snug this one down, and I'm gonna need a double half hitch to make sure I hold this snug. So I'm tying half hitches on the bite. And this loop that comes out is going to be useful in a moment. Then you'll notice that the load can still move around considerably like that. So I'm going to come back around over here, tie this end of down to the crossbar as well, so it can't move as much. I will snug that up after I finish the second. So in back, it's a little bit more rope probably, so I'd probably tie this with less slack. Tie the trucker's hitch a little higher. You get the other end, pull it down, snug it up nicely to make sure it stays on the car and gets better gas mileage. Okay, that might be a stretch. And try 2 half hitches on the bite. Make sure that knot doesn't back off. It also leaves a handy loop, so you see the load still can move around a little bit. But if you come back underneath and pass the rope through the loop and the tail from your half hitches on a bite, you can snug it up pretty nice. It moved a little that time. There's a 1/2 hitch, and there's the double half hitch to make sure that doesn't back off. So now you feel it's quite firm now. It's not bouncing around. It's not going to hop all over the car when you're going down dirt road, or eventually work itself loose. Same thing on this side. Finished it up with 2 half hitches. It also went through the loop created by the 2 half hitches on the bite. You can see the loop right here. So it's really firm like that. So if we're going to put my friend's kayak back up here on this roof, you throw the coiled tail, as I'm going to call it now, you throw it across to the other side. You pick up the kayak, put it on frontwards, backwards, whatever you want to do. There's only one, so there's no mate to clamshell in this case. And you take and throw the ropes back across the kayak, or kayaks in this case. You bring the rope under the crossbar, around the stacker, preferably above the ropes you already have over there. It just makes it easier to guide. Do the same here. You bring it under the crossbar, and you feed it around behind the stacker, and you cross underneath the bar. And once again, you tie a trucker's hitch. You wrap the lower leg around the upper, and then you pull the tail into a loop, such like that. Now you're ready to tie a couple of half hitches. And we'll go over here and do the same thing first so we can snug them down closer together. You get 3 or 4 loops. It makes it a lot easier to untie the knot, so you can change these configurations all the time and protect your rope. So we'll snug down the stern first. And then you tie a couple of half hitches. Again, I'm going to tie these on the bite. It's quicker at the longer rope. This rope's long enough to hold at least one more kayak on this side, so the car can carry 4 kayaks pretty reasonably easy, which is probably about all that the roof on this vehicle is rated at. And again, tie a couple of half hitches to hold the snugness on this trucker's hitch. I tied them on the bite. I got a lot of rope left to use up doing something with, so right there you see it's very firm. That's all you need to do. You can tie them straight out half hitches if you want, and then you can do whatever you want with the tails. It doesn't really matter. Wrap them around the bars, tie a clove hitch in it, or anything else you want to do to use up that slack. So, you like this video, subscribe, ring the bell, and hit the like on the bottom of the screen. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy this. If you got other different ideas how you like to tie your kayak on the roof, different knots you might like to use, feel free to leave some comments down below. Looking forward to hearing you in the comment section. Peace out. Well, pick up the second rope, get the 2 ends, hold them together, and feed it through so that you can, whoops, that was silly.